Welcome to our first show, Keeping It Together, Marriage 101.
Today, we have with us Rick Evans and Angela Evans. Today, they're going to tell us how they're successful in their marriage.
We're so excited to have you guys here with us today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Rick, are you ready for this?
Absolutely.
You're ready. This is Valentine's season, and I know you guys are ready. But, Rick, just a question. What are some less expensive things couples can do if they have money issues?
If you have money issues, okay, that's a good question. If you don't have a lot of money, you can always do a massage for your wife or your significant other. You know, there's no need to go out and spend a lot of money if you don't have a lot of money. So bring your spouse upstairs, throw on a candle, some soft music, some baby oil.
Wow.
Do a massage.
Wrong show.
You'll get all the right things.
That's right.
Yes.
All the right things.
Okay.
That's right.
I had a lady come see me on the other day, and she said to me, we don't never celebrate Valentine's. She said we celebrate maybe Christmas or we'll celebrate birthdays. Angela, how do you feel about that? Is that okay not to celebrate Valentine's Day? Is it, shouldn't that be an everyday thing?
First of all, with Rick and I, because we've been married for to be 30 years this year.
30 years.
30 years.
That's great.
Yes, praise ye the Lord. We've had, struggles with the finances, so we couldn't always celebrate on Valentine's Day. So some of the things that we would do is I would make dinner for him. And then it would just be him and I, and I would light candles, and we would have music, and we would just talk. And because one of the things that we found, communication is the biggest key. And so anytime you get a chance, especially during Valentine's, it's not about the bills, it's not about the kids, it's not about any of those things. It's just about you two, about growing your marriage, and just looking forward to the future. And so I don't know that it would be a priority to celebrate every Valentine's Day, not for us, because we have date nights. We have date nights, like if it's not every Friday, it's at least every other Friday.
Yes.
And so we always make it a point to spend time together. And so if we miss Valentine's Day, it's no big deal for us. So
Valentine's Day should be every day.
every day.
Not
yeah.
just a made-up holiday to sell roses and candy.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I was telling the lady when she came to see me. She was saying, well, she was like, is it easy, even sex? She said, is it easy to talk about sex? And I said to her, well, it will be easy. I said, because it's not just a nightly thing. I told her, I said, sometimes you have to start in the daytime.
Yes.
Sometimes I get up in the morning and Kenny will say, I love you, baby. That's get me ready for it that night.
Yes.
Sometimes he'll come by and he'll hit me on the butt or do something to get me ready for that time.
Exactly.
It's Valentine's Day. So, I mean, it prepares you.
It prepares you.
Yes.
And just to send text, like we text each other during the day.
Text,
And and it's not always him texting me and saying, I'm getting ready, or that kind of thing. I text him also.
Yes.
And so it's a two-way street.
That's right, Kenny, because I like to be wooed.
Yes, but you do. Most men do that. That's why their marriages sometimes fail, because the man, he feel like he's doing everything and he's not getting that attention back.
Exactly.
And really, the men need that attention.
They really and truly do.
We really truly do, because if you're not doing it, somebody else is doing it. So that attracts that attention.
Exactly.
So what we need to do is to keep that chemistry in the marriage, we need to woo each other.
Exactly.
You have to go back and date your wife or date
exactly.
your husband the way you dated before you got married.
Yeah. I think that was one of our questions.
Yeah.
I think it was your question about the dating.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And that question was either one you can answer.
Okay.
What was that thing that he or she done that made you say, yeah, he was the one? Oh, I know he loved me because of this.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That goes back a long way. I think for me, the sacrifice that she did for me is what propelled us to another level.
Oh, yeah.
When we it took us probably 15 years to get really intimate with each other. I mean, of course, I'm not talking about physical intimacy.
Yeah, chemistry.
But it took us about 15 years to get really,
Yeah.
exactly. It took us about 15 years to get really intimate with each other, to know each other at that level. And that only comes when you have a really, really rock solid foundation, made of concrete and steel, and with God right in the middle of it.
You hear that, men? That's the most important thing. We can also make love to our wife in their mind, you know.
Yes.
That's the key thing.
That's definitely the key thing for him.
Yeah.
Communication, when we're
Communication,
talking, and that's another thing too that comes back to Valentine's Day, a thing that is free, because all you have to do is just get on the internet.
Yes.
So he always makes a list of questions that we're going to discuss on date night, and so he'll do 15 questions or so, because that's really interesting for him to find out more and more and more about me.
Always.
I love peeling back the onion.
Yeah, the layers.
I love that.
Yes,
Keep it
the
going.
layers.
Sometimes she may not answer all the questions.
Sometimes I don't remember.
30 years.
Yes. Yes.
So in other words, it's always you can always know something new about your
Exactly.
spouse every
Exactly.
time. No matter.
Exactly.
It's like, I mean, when I met with Kenny, it's like if it's been the beginning when I met him, he's totally different now. You know what I'm saying? Not because of the age. It's like something I'm learning about him. You know what I'm saying? When he comes down, I'm looking like, I didn't see his eyes look like that before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
And then
something
you're
different about
trained.
him.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
He come out in a suit. I'm
Thanks
like,
be to God.
That's right.
I'm looking like it's something different about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I know.
Once you hit exactly on that point, it's just like when you first met, you were young, as we were young, and the person you were at that age, you're not the same person you are at this age now. Both of you have transitioned into different places, and at the same time, you have to grow together
Yes.
and understand where he is and where you are, and vice versa.
Exactly.
And that's what we had to get to. Also, we had to find out. I know her likes are not the same as my likes when we were younger. Hers has changed, mine has changed. But then we come to that happy medium and say, hey, now we like these things together. And there's still some things we don't, because we're two different people.
Yeah.
And don't just assume, because one of the things that we can laugh about now is that he used to buy me everything gold, and I didn't even like gold. I didn't like gold, and I'm like, he keeps buying me everything gold, and so we had a conversation one time. I'm like, but I like silver, and so now he knows that
It's
that's what I
something
like.
he
Yes,
has
exactly.
He's doing that normal thing, like I think she likes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you go with the general things like, oh, I know she likes maybe a gold watch or a gold necklace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
And I think that's what happened to us. I think he bought me a purse, and it was pink, and I'm looking like, I like it, and I really didn't like it.
Like, why you get this?
But it's okay. It was okay to tell me. It's okay. It's okay. That's why I'm mad at because we're different.
Yeah.
Because if she was more like me, I probably would have married myself back then.
That's right.
But I'm like, she was different.
Yeah. So I mean, I let him know that I didn't like it. And I actually took him with me to take it back and to show him what I really like.
What I really like.
I'm like, I like this one, and I'm like, are you gonna buy it? That's a little bit higher, but that's okay.
But this is what I like.
But this is what I like,
Yes.
and that's what's important. So he'll know what I like, and then when you get to growing together, then you'll find out what that person really likes.
That's right.
Since we're on that, can you tell us, Rick or Angela? Well, Rick first. Why are men needs different from women?
Because God made us as two separate beings. Okay? Men need, in a relationship or in a marriage, men need one specific thing, and that's respect. Men need to know that they're respected in their household. Women, which we have learned, need love, because they're emotional creatures.
Yeah,
Exactly. They thrive off that. Well, men come in, and we want to come in and understand, okay, I'm home, you know, you come up, you love us, you kiss us, do whatever. But then again, if you make a decision, that decision is questioned. Where women feel, well, you don't love me enough because you don't value my opinion.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth. It's a circle. And we have studied before, whereas the wheel is like love and respect. Okay, without love, there's no respect. Without respect, there is no love. And it's a vicious cycle that goes round and round and round.
I agree. I was just thinking when he was talking about the respect thing, and I totally understand that. It was funny because the other night, Kenny had to go to church, and he had to be there at 7:30. And I had to be there at 7:30, but of course, a woman work is never done. So I'm getting dressed, I'm finishing up hair, getting dressed, and Kenny comes upstairs and says, "I'm about to leave." And I was like, "And go where?" I'm not dressed. My hair not even done. And he said, "I told you I had to be there at 7:30. And I'm looking like, but I'm not dressed.
Right.
And he left me.
He had to be there at 7:30.
He left me. And I wanted to be mad, but I had to understand I had to respect him. Because I could have been mad for days because
Right.
he left me. And then
Right.
I had to end up driving to church, which I don't like at night.
Exactly.
Get lost twice. And I told him that. I got lost twice because of GPS. But the
Wait,
point
what
was,
church were you going to?
I was supposed to
Father, what
say
happened?
it was a
and he had to go help
Okay.
somebody, and he
Alright.
actually left me, and I wanted to be upset, but then I had to respect the position
That's
that he
right.
was holding.
that
That's
he
right.
was in.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't respect that, then nothing's gonna work.
Exactly.
So I totally understood that, and I was like, but I wanted to be mad.
Yeah, she wanted to be mad, but you have to understand that the commitment when you make to somebody else, you can't, show somebody else that you're breaking that commitment.
Right.
That's right.
But the thing is, we come back together, and that's another question. When you and your spouse have, argument or disagreement or anything, what are some of the ways we can come back together without letting the sun go down on our wrath?
Well,
Okay.
it used to be a long time ago where pride would get in the way.
exactly.
Pride always gets in the way from
Pride, that's
me
me.
because
Travel with me
I
along with-
I made a decision. I'm going to stick to my decision to whatever I said I was going to do or not going to do, and then that causes a divide.
Yeah.
And I remember reading in T.D. Jakes' book a long time ago where it was like he was rolled over on the side of his wife, and the only thing that was separating them was just a thin sheet,
Yes.
and he would not break that sheet. He would not put
Because
up
of his
reach
pride
over-
and
exactly.
anger,
He would not reach over and touch his wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in that aspect, I don't let pride get in the way anymore.
Yes.
If there's an argument, then okay, she'll say her piece, I'll listen, I'll say my piece, and sometimes voices get raised or whatever, but at the end of the argument, I'd always tell her, I don't care how mad we are at each other, when we come down and lay down,
Yes, it's got to come together. Exactly.
we're gonna come together, if you catch my drift. Okay?
Well, we got that.
You gotta come together. Yes, right. We're gonna come together.
Yeah, the sheets can't hold me back.
Exactly. Can't hold you back there.
The sheets can't hold me back, brother.
Exactly. So I don't care what was said previously.
Yeah.
After that, no. It's time to lay down. I put all pride and everything to the side. You're still my wife, and I still love you at the end of the day. Doesn't make
Oh,
a
yes.
difference.
Oh, yes.
That's it.
And I wish other married couples would learn that no one will win if you both stay mad.
Right.
That's
You know
right,
what I'm
you
That's
saying?
it.
Yeah,
That
if
is
you
it.
both lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how, with my marriage, I always say sorry. Whether it's my fault or not.
It's your fault or not.
Say sorry.
Yes.
We'd like to thank you for joining us on Keeping It Together, Marriage 101. Don't forget to join us on next Monday. Thank you.